There's one thing that has scared me for years, and that is learning how to use my speedlight. So today I'm gonna try and overcome my fear and put this to use. So let's go find a class. My name is Alex. I consider myself a hobbyist photographer. I wanted to challenge myself to learn a new skill, to take a flash that I've had for probably close to 11 years. I've used it a handful of times. It's always been in automatic mode. I've always panicked when I've turned it on, and I don't know how to use it. It's been sitting in a drawer, collecting dust for years, and I feel like it's time to actually embrace this moment, embrace this fear I have over a flash and actually get better at it. Mark actually utilizes his flash. He bounces it off of walls to kind of lessen the intensity and to make the shot more flattering.
And so what I want to do is I want to have a great portrait of Teresa, but I don't want to have the flash on axis with the camera because it's just going to look, well, I'll show you. Let me first show you how this would look in a normal on-camera flash situation. I'm, by the way, at 200th of a second at f8 at ISO 100, and I'm going to take this photo, click, and woof, we have this shot that just looks sort of deer in the headlights. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to take this flash, I'm going to rotate it to the right, and then go this way. Now the flash is going to hit this white seamless, and then it will sort of wrap around Teresa. So we're going to have nice soft light. So instead of having those harsh shadows, we'll get softer shadows. And because it's coming from the side, we're going to get directional light. It'll be more contrasty. So let's play with this. So I'm going to go here, about right here. That looks great. Teresa, you look wonderful. And now look at this. When we shoot this, we have this nice side lit Teresa.
So I want to actually take that little snippet from one of the lessons and apply it in this teeny tiny little hallway that I have. I've got a white wall here and a white ceiling. I'm actually going to be using my husband, who, Sam. Oh, there he is. Let's just do this. I'm terrified, but you know, I'm in my house, it's fine. Sam, come over here, my sweet love. Let us expose for the ambient light, which should be the background for Sam. Okay, the background seems fine. It's not overexposed. So I gotta turn this thing on. I do know how to do that. And I'm actually going to be attempting to shoot it in manual mode because I have in the past been shooting it in TTL, and I'm trying to avoid that. So I'm going to take a chance, jump off the diving board and go into manual mode. I've done a trick of, I think Mark says click it, twist it, pull it. So I'm twisting it to the side so that I'm gonna bounce the light off the white wall and hopefully it hits something back at Sam. So let's just take a test shot. Oh my God, okay, it's a little bright. That's fine. We can do this. We know some things now. So I'm gonna try to adjust the intensity of the light. I'm gonna go to 1/16, see if that makes any difference. Let's do it again. It's not the most interesting of shots, but that's not what I'm going for. I'm literally just trying to give, we can see Norton. Hi Norton in the background of that shot. I am literally just trying to expose for both my subject and the background, and I did it. I'm gonna frame this because it is just so beautiful. So now that I've got that, I'm actually gonna try to compose a shot because, you know, try to make it look a little nicer. I'm pretty happy. It's not, you know, it's not gonna win any awards by any means, but the fact that I'm able to actually control the intensity of the light is just kind of mind-boggling. I'm gonna call that a win. So we are in a different spot in my house. That one was bright and white and it felt very large. There was a lot of room, but this one is literally the complete opposite. We'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. Test shot. Oh my God, okay, it's really bright. Usually I would see this, panic, and be like, we're taking the flash off, we're shooting just a natural, we get what we get. But because we're here to learn, We're here to better ourselves. We're here to be not afraid of the things that terrify us. You are just a tool. I shouldn't fear you. I'm gonna practice with it. Let's adjust the intensity of the speedlight. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Okay, we're gonna go 128. Okay, so that's what I had before I adjusted anything on the flash, and that is by adjusting the intensity of the flash. But it's, you know, it's not very flattering. I feel like I wanna bounce it. It's not great, but it's better. There's not this like huge highlight. Sam, if you can like look. Yeah, look at me, why not? Ooh, hot. I think maybe it's hot. Maybe that's, well, you are hot. I feel like I now need to start figuring out how to use it in different settings so that when the time comes, I'm not panicking if one of the rooms is really dark and really small. So this is kind of my inspiration for this next shot. Why I have this image, not only because it's a reference, but it also has a completely black background. And I felt like this space was great for that because, as you can see, it's got a lot going on. So let's try this out. My goal is to remove all of the background and also to keep Sam illuminated. And then as we get closer, I'm gonna try to work on the bounce so that I can get that side lighting. Take a step or several steps forward. Thank you, my love. All right. Nice. Can you come up here? Okay. The challenge I had in the other room was that I didn't have enough space. Here, I've got quite a lot of space, which is nice because I was able to feel comfortable moving both myself and the subject from like point to point, but you can still see the background. And I think that's okay. I've come a long way between those first images to being able to like, I gave someone some side lighting. That's a huge win for me personally, is that I'm not afraid to play with this anymore. You're actually seeing the real side of learning. It's messy. It has some small wins, and I think it's really important to celebrate those small wins because they are just as important as the big ones because they help get you from step 0 to 1, to 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on and so forth. How do I feel about the end of this day 1? A lot of emotions. I think the main one though is excitement. And I'm proud of myself, which I don't, oh, I'm gonna get teary. I don't often say that about myself. I think it is scary doing something that you've never done before, or scary, even scarier doing something that you've had for years, and it causes you so much anxiety when it's like people know that you can photograph, so they just assume you know how to do everything else. And you're like, yeah, I can do it, sure. And then you're put in a position where you have to actually take that speed light out at a wedding, and then you just have that guilt, or it's not even guilt, it's like that deep sense of dread that like hits the bottom of your belly, and you're like, everyone's gonna know I'm a fraud. I'm here shooting a wedding for someone who's paid me, and I don't wanna let them down. And here I am like fumbling, Googling off to the side, like, how do I use my speed light? And I have been in that position so many times. And I feel guilty because I feel like I shouldn't be there. And so to actually give myself an opportunity to take the time to sit down, learn something. I mean, I haven't done that in years. And within just a couple days, I'm like, I think this thing is gonna be a buddy instead of a foe. I think it's gonna come with me a lot more. And yeah, I'm still a little overwhelmed. I'm intimidated because it's still a little monster in the closet, but now that monster is not trying to like, you know, rip my face off. It's literally just like, hey, I'm here, use me. And get more comfortable with me. And I think that that is what I'm gonna do. I'm not afraid anymore. And that's really exciting. So I'm excited. So with that being said, I'm going to leave the class that I watched in the description down below, along with a handful of other classes that I hope to be learning and trying from in the future. Thanks guys, have a great day. Bye.